A tired person stands at a doorway, hand on the knob, not sure if they are about to be welcomed or exposed. You know that feeling. You need help, real help, not advice, not a slogan, not one more sentence telling you to be stronger than you are. You need mercy. You need grace. And sometimes the hardest part is not admitting your need. It is deciding whether you can bring that need into the presence of God without being crushed by it. That is where Hebrews 4 speaks with such strange tenderness and such steel. Seeing then that we have a great high priest who has passed through the heavens, Jesus the Son of God, let us hold fast our confession. He has passed through the heavens. That means he is not small. He is not trapped inside your mood, your weak, your fear, your failure. He is exalted, risen, ascended, the Son of God in unchallenged glory. And yet, the verse does not use his greatness to create distance. It uses his greatness to create confidence, because the one who reigns above all things is not a stranger to what it feels like to be human. For we do not have a high priest who cannot sympathize with our weaknesses, but was in all points tempted as we are, yet without sin. Pause there. The writer does not say Jesus only observed weakness. He does not say Jesus studied suffering from a safe height. He does not say Jesus downloaded information about human pain. He says Jesus sympathizes with our weaknesses. He knows hunger from the inside. He knows exhaustion from the inside. He knows betrayal from the inside. He knows what it is to be misunderstood, pressed, opposed, grieved, and tested. He knows what it is to stand where obedience costs something. He knows what it is to weep. He knows what it is to sweat under pressure so intense it feels like the whole night is closing in. And none of that was erased when he rose. This matters more than many of us realize. Sometimes we imagine Jesus ascending into heaven and leaving his humanity behind like a tool he no longer needs. As if the incarnation was a temporary assignment. As if the wounds, the tears, the real human life were only for 33 years. And now what remains is a distant divine figure with little patience for frail people who keep stumbling through ordinary battles. But Hebrews will not let you think that way. Your Savior is the God-man still. The one who passed through the heavens is the very one who sympathizes with your weakness. His glory has not made him less merciful. His exaltation has not made him less approachable. Heaven did not harden Jesus. He is not embarrassed by your need. He is not irritated that you came again. He is not looking at your weakness with folded arms. He is a great high priest. That means he does not only send help, he brings you near. In the Old Covenant, the high priest entered the holy place on behalf of the people. He carried representation. He stood where they could not stand on their own. And now Hebrews says Jesus is the greater priest, the final priest, the sinless priest, who has gone not into an earthly sanctuary, but through the heavens themselves. So when you come to God through Jesus, you are not forcing open a locked room. You are coming through the priest God himself has provided. You are not trying to talk your way past holiness. You are being welcomed by the one who satisfied holiness. This is why the command in verse 16 is so astonishing. Let us therefore come boldly to the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. Boldly, not arrogantly, not casually, not pretending your sin is light or your wounds are small, but boldly, freely, openly, with honesty, with urgency, with the kind of confidence that rests not in your worthiness, but in his. Notice what kind of throne this is. A throne means authority, rule, majesty. No one drifts carelessly into a throne room, but this throne is called the throne of grace. The place of highest authority is for the believer, the place of deepest help. That is because Jesus is there. And notice when this help comes: in time of need. Not after you have cleaned yourself up enough to deserve it. Not once you have finally become a person who no longer needs mercy every morning. Not when the crisis has passed and you can speak about it calmly. In time of need, when the temptation is present, when the grief is fresh, when the mind is noisy, when the shame is still whispering, when the future feels heavy in your chest, when you do not know what to pray beyond, "Lord, help me." That is not the moment to run from Him. That is the moment to come. Maybe that is the word you need today. Come. Come with the failure you cannot undo. Come with the fatigue you cannot explain. Come with the questions that still have sharp edges. Come with the old wound that flares up at strange hours. Come with the fear that you are too much, too weak, too complicated, too late. Come boldly, not because your weakness is beautiful, but because your priest is merciful. Not because temptation is harmless, but because your Savior was tempted in all points as we are, yet without sin. Not because heaven lowered its standards, but because Jesus met those standards fully, finally, and forever. There is a difference between being analyzed and being understood. Jesus does not only analyze you, He understands you, and He intercedes for you without surrendering 1 inch of His holiness. This is the miracle weary believers live on. The one who knows the full weight of righteousness is also the one who knows the full ache of human weakness. In Him, compassion does not dilute truth, and truth does not freeze compassion. So take this into the rest of your day. When prayer feels intimidating, remember who stands there. When shame tells you to stay back, remember who invites you near. When weakness makes you feel disqualified, remember what kind of high priest you have. He passed through the heavens. He sympathizes with your weaknesses. He welcomes you to the throne of grace. And there, in the place you feared might destroy you, you will obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. This is extreme faith. Until next time.